Hey guys, we have got a fun knife today. We have got the Piranha USA Virus. This is a cool little American-made knife. It is a auto opener, push button out the side auto. Really nice little design. Cool. I mean, it's not subtle. You look at this knife and it's very artistic and funky, and that mirror polish on the blade is really cool. You can get this knife in a few different finishes. You can get several different colors. You can get orange, green. There's a black tactical version. I don't know what about this knife says tactical, but if that's your thing, you can get it. You can go pick one up. Really cool little knife. A small knife, but not that small. It's going to be coming in at right about 7.5 inches total length. The blade on this is going to be right at 3.25. So small knife, but not tiny. It's not like a UTX 70 or a Baby Banter or one of those other really small knives. I've got a size comparison here for us. UTX 85, maybe a little bit of an odd size comparison, but it's what I had on hand at the moment. And you can see that they are basically identical in size. Gonna have the same blade length on there, and handle length, if you count the glass breaker, is gonna be the same. Really a good size, and it feels a little larger in your hand, actually. That handle is a good length, and when you wrap your hand around that, I mean, I don't feel like I need more handle to hold on to there. And it helps that you have this nice little design here, these cutouts. They really give you a lot to hold on to. No hot spots on this knife. Pretty comfortable in the hand. You can see where I'm putting my thumb there. You have some room to choke up on the blade. The clip, and I don't know if they chose this design intentionally or if it's just the way it worked out, but this clip actually hits your hand in such a way that it adds some volume to that handle, and rather than creating a hot spot, it actually makes it a little more comfortable in your hand. So nice clip design on that. It's not a deep carry, but that's okay. Not every knife has to be a deep carry. For hardware, we're looking at hex screws. That's fine. I think this is kind of it's a little bit of an old school design on this, in my opinion. I don't know if that's what they were shooting for, but it's fun. It's very artistic with that mirror polish on the blade. It just harkens back to a simpler time when not everything had to be tactical with a glass breaker. Cool knife, a cool little hammered finish on top and on the bottom there. It's pretty subtle, but it does add a little traction to the knife, so it's pretty grippy. Not that you really need more traction, because these really grab your fingers nicely, but it is it's there. It looks pretty cool at any rate. S30V blade, which is really cool in my opinion. I think that's awesome. Typically with a knife like this, something more artistic, something small, light, and we'll wait here in a second. But typically with something like this, you're going to see like a 154 cm or something of that type. Here you got S30V, so this is probably not going to be your heaviest use knife, But if you've got this in your pocket and you need to do some cutting, you're not going to have to worry about whether or not your blade can hold up to it. You got S30V, and that is a respectable steel in my opinion. Really nice sharp point on this knife. I don't think every knife needs to have a sharp point, but especially on a smaller knife like this, I like to have a nice sharp point, especially with the drop point blade. I think that's a really nice touch. You know, sometimes you got to dig out a splinter, or, you know, I find myself cutting a lot of materials that are not that hard to cut, but are kind of hard to poke through. Plastics of different kind. I do commercial roofing, so sometimes I find myself, I got to cut this little piece of plastic membrane or whatever, and it's nice to have something that'll poke through that. We'll pull out the scale here and see what we're looking at as far as weight on this knife. We are coming in just under 2 ounces, 1.94 ounces. Nice light little knife, and for a knife that is 7.5 inches, I'd say under 2 ounces is a good place to be. It's a small enough knife. If you want to have a cool little knife to carry around, especially an auto that you want to be able to pull out and mess with, but you also need to do some serious cutting, it would be easy to throw this in your pocket along with another knife, or, you know, throw it in your back pocket or whatever. It doesn't take up much space. It's a really slim little design. I mean, it's about the width of my finger. And I don't have small hands, but I'm not a giant either. By the way, the action on this thing, you know, there's not a lot of room to comment on the action of an out the side auto. You push the button and the thing comes out of there. But I will say it's pretty smooth. I don't find the button binding up ever. I don't ever find the blade failing to lock into place. The spring they put on this thing is frankly overkill, but I mean, not in a bad way, but you hit that button and you are surprised at the speed at which that thing comes out of there. So overall, this is a really cool, really well put together out the side auto, made in the USA. Great styling. You can get it in all kinds of fun colors, different blade finishes. At the end of the day, you're going to have a cool little knife in your pocket, and if you want to use it for some stuff, you can, because it's well made. I'd recommend going and picking one up, which you can do right now. These knives are available on several different websites, maybe 7 websites, I don't know. But they are available on several different websites right now in stock. So this is not going to be a hard one to find. If you want one, you can probably go find one, and probably in some different colors of your choosing. That is all I've got for you today. We will be back soon with another review video on something else. Please leave a like, comment whatever knife that you'd like me to review next. I'd be interested to know what you guys want to see, and subscribe if you wouldn't mind. That would help us out a lot, and we will see you soon. Y'all have a great week.